Hey there, folks. I'm the Mysterious JG,
And I'm Zerfall.
and I'm obsessed with sound settings now. We spent what should have been an entire video's length worth of time trying to figure out why this doesn't sound right in my headset. You will be able to tell us whether it sounds right to you, and maybe you will. Anyway, so last time we did the quest for, like, angelic healer lady.
It was the priestesses' questesses.
The priestesses' questesses. And the priestesses have restesses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Actually, that's one of the ongoing jokes of the game.
It is. They kind of made a big deal out of that. A big, bouncy deal. I think I've been playing too much Ninja Gaiden. Anyway, but since the last time Zerf and I were able to get together, like we had an evening where we would normally record, and I didn't record. But I did, like, while watching something else, I did get a little grinding done, and I figured, you know what, we don't know which party we're going to use, but we're pretty sure the Super Shell monsters are going to be in for the end of the game. Because as much as I'm enjoying Wolfman Garrow, his freaking optional quests are all broken, which is just sad, bad. So, to find some place that was worth grinding, well, I found out that actually grinding at sea was doing fine, because I went to areas with more dangerous monsters, and it's like, no, they're not really dropping significantly more experience than the ones that we can beat up fairly handily at sea. And there were a couple of monsters at sea who had status ailment things that could get pretty nasty. But I have traveled...
Were they the monsters of the sea?
Yeah, the monsters of the sea. But we have traveled down to the far... That reference, for me at least, is... It's not from Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's me referencing Raiders of the Lost Ark in 7th Saga. The game, which lent Mystic Ark about 1/3 to 1/2 of its enemies. Which was a shame, because the graphics had actually really improved in every other area, except for those enemies that just looked really low res compared to the rest of the game. But anyway. So I came all the way down to this area. You can see it's on the Super Shell super map there. When you land at this port of call, which is in fact just a break in the mountains, you can make your way up to a village. And this was my headquarters for some grinding that took us from our current levels up to everyone being at about level 50 or higher. So we'll load state in a moment, but in case the dialogue's any different, let's explore Chameleon Village.
Oh man, this is one of the places.
I think this was where we were supposed to come next anyway, was the thing.
Well, I think we're actually supposed to do... I mean, we can do all the wind caves and stuff, but there was something else happening in Chameleon Village other than... Well, first off, there's a stamp here.
Oh shoot, is this like the last stamp we don't have? There
Well,
can't be
no,
that many left.
There's not too many left, but there's still a few.
This is Chameleon Village, all but forgotten by the rest of Sholdorado. Few strangers visit, so I'll say we live here happily for the most part.
Yeah, those named foreigners.
That's because we are largely free of government intrusion in our lives. Oh no, they're libertarians! Don't go into anybody's house, there's probably a shotgun trap pointed at the door. Relax as long as you wish and enjoy our nice hot spring. Enjoy a hot spring while you're here. Spin this wheel. If it lands on 1 or 2, you don't get free hot springs. But if it lands on 3, 4, 5, or 6, you do get a free hot springs. By the way, people have hacked the game code and determined that it lands on 1 or 2 90% of the time. That is, oh man, at some point we really got to figure out a way to play Dokapon Kingdom again, but mineral waters will be good for about anything that ails you.
So you're gonna maybe dislike this, but you're supposed to come here with McGee at some point for his side quest.
Yeah, I dislike it. You're supposed to come here, and it's like, you might dislike this, but the sound is not working at all. Yeah. So I guess we'll come back with McGee shortly, but I want to just go through the place, talk to everybody, and then load a state. So...
If my humble abode meets with your approval, please relax here for a while.
It doesn't. No, wait, I don't want to relax here. No.
Too bad.
Probably should have... Okay, I know it's not going to do anything, but now I want to see what happens if you talk to him again before leaving. Does he say, like, did you have a good night? No, he's like, continue
Just
resting.
keep relaxing. We're maxing and relaxing here.
Just keep relaxing, or the little girl
Well, look,
gets
there's like
it.
a little baby chameleon down in the mud there. I know they're supposed to have chameleon eyes, but from the front they look like they're soulless monsters.
They kind of do. Grom was the caterpillar of a giant insect called the chrome butterfly. Legend has it that Gromla died out because LaFleur became extinct. Okay, not using the thing in its own definition, but you are using other proper nouns we're not familiar with in the definition of this proper noun.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to learn more, speak to Novanuwert, our learned village. Novanut. Okay, yeah, nowhere near as complicated as I made it sound. Novanut, our learned village elder. Novanut can even explain what LaFleur is, which is the one key piece missing from my explanation.
You can investigate our eastern forest. You can't investigate our eastern forest because the road is blocked. Since the poisonous flower called LaFleur started blooming again.
Ah, I see. Eventually it all comes together.
It's clogged up the whole works over there, and it's keeping everyone out.
Sucks to be us.
Too bad the Gromler worm hasn't returned too. It actually dined on LaFleur. But the previous ice age wiped out both species. So we thought.
Hey, you don't think it'll turn out it didn't wipe out either species, do ya?
Well, I don't know. If only you could find a preserved egg in a frozen tundra somewhere.
Oh, you don't suppose that's being guarded by a monster who is going to send us to hell that we've already defeated?
Then you might be in business. If you do, please bring it here.
Did we acquire the Gromler egg? Because I feel like we actually
right there.
did.
Yeah, it's way up near the top here. Hatches
a
a butterfly. And a plot.
Well,
sinister plot.
We probably have to talk to the village elder. And I think in my off-screening I was careful not to talk to the village elder. Like, I came to a place that was like, okay, clearly this is plot area, let me get out of here. So we might want to just go up there, talk to them, see what happens, and then load state and see if the same thing happens again. Yep, I saw... No, I'm trying to come to the proper voice for this very important character. I saw a sparkling object flying east, but I don't know what it was. These days, people are finding it very difficult to travel toward the east.
Just because they want to go west. Life is peaceful there. Welcome to the equipment shop. How may I help you?
Oh, we got a hero suit. Well, we don't care about any shopping I needed to do. I did off camera, but you can see they got plate mail and a hero suit, both for... Yeah, we got like most of our characters, half our characters, nothing. And then half of the items here, redundant items for the same character. Oh no, hero shield is a handheld. So in fact, we could get 2 things for the avatar and nothing for anyone else. More or less. As you may have gathered, this village is a very odd place to reach. Therefore, I have only a few items for sale. Welcome to the item shop. It's always good to preface your sales pitch by telling people you don't have very much good stuff. It kind of sucks. We got sun bombs, though. Light attack for those light days. Thanks for stopping by.
So I suppose I won't bother telling you where the stamp is until...
But I can tell you're just itching to do it.
Well, it's in this part. It's not in a house. That's all you need to know for now. A giant poison flower called LaFleur once flourished in this region. Fossil records indicate that it became extinct during the last ice age. However, some of the people have reported it blooming in our eastern forest. If true, I wonder what caused such an amazing development.
So that was not
I
French.
also wonder
that was not French,
what caused
folks.
him to not believe.
That was not French, folks. That was Quebecois. I'm almost positive. For some unknown reason, an extinct giant poisonous flower is blooming again. Called LaFleur is slowly choking the life out of our eastern forest.
Why does one guy just not believe that LaFleur might be? If it's true, I don't know if it is. They've closed the road and everyone's getting poisoned there, but...
Did you not believe that, or did not that?
The one guy was like, if it's true. Sheldorado's polar region is north. In the north harbors a number of ice-bound areas.
If this is true.
If it's true, maybe you could find the preserved Gromler remains in such a place as that. They found a dead Gromler frozen. It's like the Iceman that they found on the mountain the one time. It's not coming back to life or anything, but maybe it'll scare the flowers. Throw it in there.
Can make for a great omelet, this Gromler egg.
I thought that was their young. Oh my god.
Ah, delicious. Want to try a fresh frog? How do we know it's not their young? That guy's just not really fucked up. They are French.
Here we dine on frogs to our heart's content. We can't seem to get enough. Won't you try some frogs? Are you only...
You might have slightly gotten the...
Won't you try some? Frogs are not only delicious, they are also nutritious.
Won't you try some frogs? Are not only delicious. They seem to have this one, like, primitive village music for all their villages. It's a bit weird. Ah! Not only their children, but the male zygote before the child is... While frogs are healthier and tastier, food additives and natural. Just because the frogs grow faster and bigger doesn't make them better.
Frogs provide our stable diet here in Chameleon Tribe. We love them too. To make sure we don't run out, some of us have taken up frog farming. I'm raising them from tadpoles, providing them with a special diet, then killing and eating them.
That's disgusting. Who would raise animals for food?
What a horrible species we are. That means they're healthy and strong. I can't wait to chow down on them as soon as they turn into frogs.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Poyon's having a great time here.
Is Poyon going to be into this, or does it turn out he's some kind of frog shell monster?
My favorite shrimp cocktail. I wonder if they have shrimp farms.
That was incredibly lucid for that character.
That was not quite... The payoff on that wasn't worth a cutscene.
The elders gave me a big Gromler hatchery long ago.
Cool story, sis.
Escargot. Maybe we should do like some kind of primitive cave Frenchman voice because of this music.
Oh yeah, fresh tadpoles are like heaven, people. So delicious. I'm drooling just thinking about them slithering down. If you know what I mean.
Yes, I hope she means her gullet.
Yeah, frogs are fine, but tadpoles squirming in my mouth drive me wild.
This girl swallows.
Sorry, art.
Tadpoles squirming in her mouth? Oh, man. Seasons, pigs.
I wonder if he... Sounds like he's about to peek.
Maybe I'll try it just once.
Swallow it down for me, baby. My, oh my, the tadpole squirming in her mouth drives her wild. Young women are so unrefined these days. What they say and do. In my youth, we grew them on the barbie, nice and crispy. Seems weird.
Welcome to our springs. We are way off the beaten path, but you'll like it. If you suffer from curses or poison, these waters will cure those ailments.
Make sure to start out separated by gender, but then have one of the pervy male characters try to see the female characters, then fail. Then one of the non-pervy male characters accidentally sees the female characters and forms a spit bubble at his nose. Also make sure to laugh very hard at this, because it is the highest form of comedy. I really enjoy these ash springs. However, nothing is ever perfect like this. I feel uncomfortable being naked around members of the opposite sex. Well, what do you know? They're going to make fun of this. Why can't we divide this area into gender-specified compartments? That's right, lady. Vote Trump. It's like, I feel like this is somehow a comment on the election. It's like, you know.
People can forget their troubles while bathing in these hot springs.
Especially if their trouble is not being able to see naked women.
Of course, we who live here haven't got a worry in the world anyway.
On guard. Flatulence attack imminent. Don't bite the bubbles.
Womp womp.
I apologize, folks. I did not anticipate that there would also be fart humor in there and not just you can see naked ladies humor. Now, let's do 800 hours of side quests so that we can get a spa outfit for each of the playable characters. Here in Tales of Shell Monsters. Elder Novenit decided to investigate the Lafleur problem on her own.
This cave was once a nursery for gremlin eggs.
Oh, cool. Check it out. They got, like, these caterpillars with flaming heads.
Yeah, they look kind of like the ones from Super Mario World.
It's a blast from the past.
Big nose and everything. Grumble, grumble.
Grumble, grumble. Cheeseburger. Alright. So just in case we somehow realize it's important to retain this, I'll save it. But I believe we are now safe to move on to slot number 1. Numero un. Where we are at the same place, but have leveled up. And we could head over for this forest, but I do not believe it will go very well for us because of poison plants. So if we want, like, proof that the game is going to not let us proceed, we could, let's run away from mudworms. I don't care about fighting mudworms, but, just to see how does the game actually stop you from proceeding here. Oh, we should have used our bird friend to scout ahead, probably. Save us a whole trip down here.
Oh, maybe he can get past certain sections of the forest.
Monster struck first. I fought these guys a little bit off screen and just found that they took slightly longer to kill with frame skip than other guys, and were not really providing much better experience. I don't even remember what this guy does. He can scout inside dungeons.
Yep.
Woof 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 woof. Bow wow wow. Summon him. Oh, we could probably use him to find that last colony.
Stamp?
Scouting, right? Yeah. Flappity flap. Flappity doo. I'm thinking when we get there, we don't get to proceed any farther. Flappity flap flap. Well, let's go see for ourselves, and then we'll load a state where we didn't bother to walk all the way out of here.
Yep. I think we have exactly 3 stamps left.
Suddenly I'm just running away from everything. And it probably turns out there's all sorts of powerful blue magics for Poyon to learn here. Including one that allows
I've
him
been
to
trying
make
to check
shrimp
on his
cocktails.
blue magic list
so often.
every once in a while. I haven't recognized any monsters as being from the list.
Do we trust the Jap Zone has completely captured all the blue magics?
I don't. He
No.
says there might be more.
Or even acknowledges it.
And if you provide him with information, he will give credit.
What if he finds out that we're also, like, dirty, filthy Let's Players who talk over videos? He'll be torn. LaFleur's root system is too invasive. You can't proceed any further. And that's all you're going to get is a little text box that says, fuck you, do the side quest first. It's not a side quest. It's
The main story quest.
the main story quest. So let's warple our way out of here, and I guess we'll come back with Sweet Cheeks McGee.
Yeah.
Assuming we're actually ready to do whatever that quest is.
Well, I'm pretty sure we did his initial quest stuff because if we look at the
world
story,
flooded, yeah.
if you recall, McGee had a rival called Magoo, Mr. Magoo. And we fought him, I believe, in West Side. He challenged him in battle, beat him up, and then McGee almost learned a spell called Giga something. We were like, wow, that was a great side quest. So we may be able to find out what the rest of the name of the spell is. We also did the bar thing, I believe, where we got a fancy staff.
Yeah, I think we did.
Because we paid his bill.
Yep, that's the fancy staff. Those are the Dynaclaws.
Yeah. He got the fancy staff. You know, if he can hit once, he can hit twice.
Indeed. We still got the worst hit points ever.
There's still Killer side quest too, I guess. That I don't know if we have a Ninja Dirk.
Yeah, we
we got that from staying in an inn.
His boss came in the middle of the night and they fought him one-on-one. His boss came in the middle of the night and was like, "Oh, I will destroy you with ninja magic," and Killer was like, "No, you will not." And then they did battle.
Yeah, but it seemed like the mouths didn't quite line up with what they were saying.
It seemed like they traveled all the way from Jap Zone and did battle. I guess it would be China Zone, where most of the Kung Fu movies are from, but... Anyway.
Well, it might have actually been... I mean, it's China Zone now, but it used to be, like, Brit Zone, because it was Hong Kong.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was China Zone before it was Brit Zone.
It's a confusing.
China Zone. So where are we going with McGee? Or
well,
I guess I gotta find
the
this...
thing you want to do is find... Yeah, it's somewhere on this part of the map. But you're about as far away from it as you can get right now. Well, colder. A little bit warmer. Hot. Less hot.
Why would you be, like, looking there, really?
It's like the dumbest spot.
Avatar now has stamps from 24 locations. Oh, what am I thinking? Of course it's the hot springs. Probably says something like pervy old Manny, and it somehow turns into him getting a new weapon.
It is... Actually, you have to stay the night at the end, and the scene will play out.
The scene will play out in which Kira's like, "Oh, what happened to my side quest, Daddy?"
It's its own damn fault.
Oh, this isn't the end. But meets their approval. Please relax here for a while.
Or if you don't.
Oh, is that Magoo?
Sneaking around.
Oh, shoot. Old Starhead.
Oh, not sleeping. He thinks he's people.
What?
The robot thinks he's people.
Oh, the robot. Maybe it's none of my business, but someone left a note. I'll read it. McGee, it is I, Magoo. I've taken your nice shiny dentures. Without them, you can't cast those fancy spells anymore. Victory at our next magic duel will be mine to savor for all time. Oh, but don't let it be said that magnanimous Magoo is a poor sport. Hold on. It's killing my throat. Don't let it be said that magnanimous Magoo is a poor sport. To level the playing field, I'll give you a little hint. Your dentures are nearby. Yep. I say those chompers are most definitely inside this town somewhere. Hee. So you may commence searching anytime. And that's the note this Magoo fellow dropped. Is he someone you know? Whoa. Ho. Wahoo! Damn it, that clown Magoo again. Yo, McGee, up for it? Yeah, you're just a normal old man now, McGee. Get suit to you, bud. No, he's still a freak. Wow, like the ninja.
And you have to do that with every party member to find out if they say something different. You don't do it.
I kind of want to hear what like Princess Ice Lady and the healers say. I kind of want to know, but no, it's pretty clearly not going to be worth the effort. I kind of want to know though.
So
he ran over this.
I mean,
way.
we saw him go into that one hut that was next to the inn.
All right, Batman, great detective. And that makes sense, but.
Dentures here are goodbye, so I'll let them go for, say, how about 5,000 pearls? That's about as much as a half a house.
I mean, there are dentures.
Well, I mean, he woke up to the denture fairies, had made them.
Is that so? Well, if you change your mind, please let me know. I guess we don't get to ever buy items to this guy again unless we buy the dentures.
Yeah, I don't think, unfortunately, I don't think it lets you try to do the rest of this thing without the dentures. As like a hard mode.
Oh, gotcha.
No, you want to be like, hey, we'll leave McGee without his dentures for the rest of the game. No magic.
And then every different character will have something new to say to him about the fact that he doesn't have his dentures. So what's the rest of
the end of the
quest?
game?
So
I bet you if you had tried to leave town, it would have been... Oh, I'll let you leave town, no problem this time.
Well, yeah, but...
I bet you if you left without the dentures, it would have given you a hard time.
Well, let's find out. Because I did save state. For some stupid reason.
Oh, see, he can't talk.
Oh, well, my dentures. I can't cast magic. How, I beg you. I don't know what I have on my dentures. In this town somewhere.
Hint, hint. Somewhere in this town, there are dentures that you tried to buy earlier and said no to.
So how do we go settle things with Magoo?
Oh, I don't think you leave town now. I think you just head, you head to the west side of town. You look around. He's in town somewhere, being a jerk.
He's on the west side. I have a west side story. This is the west side.
No, maybe it was east side. I don't know.
He might be an east side gangster. This would be the east side, alright.
Hey, look, a person's standing there where they're supposed to for once.
Wait up, McGee! Oh, it's Mr. Magoo. I don't know how Magoo talks. But whatever it is, like, isn't there any way we can trigger a Garrow side quest instead? You do McGee. You do a better McGee voice than I do. I'll be Magoo. Wait up, McGee!
What? Oh, Magoo. Hey, bud. Well, guess what? You're a mouthy rascal.
Well, McGee, you're just an impotent old geezer without your dentures. With your dentures, you have incredible sexual potency.
Well, lucky for you, I've got them back.
Oh, where did you find those chompers? Well, never mind, old man. I wish I hadn't told you pretty much exactly where to look. I'll beat you this time regardless. I've just finished killer training. I actually became a villain in a holy town, sucking up people's souls until that priestess lady stopped me.
Oh, see, I thought he had trained to become a ninja, just like Killa.
Killa. Supreme Magician Magoo, master of modern sorcery, will prevail this time.
The only thing you'll ever excel at doing, Magoo, is running your face.
What does that mean?
You keep popping up, jawing about, and then even stealing my teeth. but you'll always have been and always will be nothing but a cheap hack magician.
Oh, them's fighting words. McGee sounds drunk enough to accidentally frame skip his way towards his character getting wiped out. What? Shut up! Shut up! Shut back! You'll rue this day! Yes. That's... Oh.
Yes, that's tired, Magoo. Really worn out. But you know something? Your terminal stupidity actually makes you sorta cute. You're lucky I'm potent again. Did you know that?
I was about to say, your potency is really winning me over. Cute! You always make me so furious, but... You'll see. This time will be different. I've seen all of your tricks. Yep, your situation is hopeless. Let's get it rolling, you arrogant boob.
Does somebody say boob? Warning, hack attack. Don't get talked to, Death Gang.
Hack alert. Oh no, boss battle. Oh my god,
He's got such a larger sprite than us.
I'm in trouble.
You can guess Magic Eye and see a 3D picture.
I think our best bet's probably the, Yes, here, this Matthew's not really that impressive. Summon Aqua Dragon.
Oh man, if we had done the other caves first, we'd have so many more dragons to summon.
That's true. I have a feeling this is not a particularly losable fight anyway.
Oh look! He's beating his ass got beat. 1,000 experience! That's not bad. Can we farm off this guy?
That's actually not very good.
Really? 1,000?
We're getting like 2,000.
For one attack?
Well, for one attack. I lost again. Mickey, you fiend. How did you become so strong? What makes your taste so good? But I'll never give up, Mickey. I promise I'll surpass you someday. Perhaps after you're dead.
This is like, he's like Vegeta and McGee's like Goku.
Well, Magoo does have spiky hair. I'm a bit weary at the moment, but I know what to do now. I'll start up a new magic school in the countryside. That's what I'll do.
With blackjack and hookers.
Then we'll meet again. Yes, later, you arrogant old blind-siding sneak.
Huh. That's where you belong, on a farm, casting spells against the poultry.
Chicken mage.
Yep. Get yourself back to the real life. Maybe your fire spell will grow stacks.
McGee, you're impudent to the final breath, because I'm about to kill you, but I'll leave you be for now. I know you must help Sheldorado. I'll give you that. So later, bud.
Oh, they're getting sort of some sort of respect for each other, maybe.
Alright, Magoo. I guess I'd get bored if you didn't show up now and again.
It's like moonlighting. They're kind of rivals, but you know they're going to end up together. Sam and Diane. There's now McGee and Magoo.
Oh, I just remembered something. Giga Bang. It's my favorite magazine.
Gigabang. That's what I needed my potency for.
Yeah, I believe that's it. Giga Bang. Thanks to Magoo, I've remembered my strongest magic. It's Giga Bang.
Gigabang, you say? Gigabang? Is that what it's called?
It took some time, but I'm getting back to my normal now. Finally!
It took some time, but I think that, like low on vodka, Bloody Mary, hair of the dog is really helping me recover here. Well, let's go test out Gigabang, and then we'll call it a video.
Okay, sounds good.
And probably get our Super Shell monsters back, since this party is now fairly significantly underleveled. Maybe if I can get to C, I'll see if the monsters out here are doing like 1,000 experience. And if we'll encounter the guys who were giving me some trouble because they cast confusion attacks. These are not those guys.
This is the Fugu.
Let's let them attack each other and encourage each other while you use Mega Bang or Giga Bang. Your defense is good.
I know.
My defense is my best offense. He's a tough one. Nothing compared to me. Hell Needle. Kakarot's least favorite attack. Don't die before you can use Giga Bang, McGee.
Ooh, this got some pretty good animation to it. It's definitely Giga.
Hey, he one-shot
and it definitely
generic
bangs.
enemies, but we got almost 4,000 experience.
Yep.
So those guys each did carry more experience than Magoo. So these are some these are some fish who've lived life. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Let's warp our way back to.
It's pretty sad that you can live to be as old as Magoo and not have more experience than a fish.
Well, some fish live a very long time. I guess. Maybe not. I don't know. How long do whales live? Well, it depends on how close they are to Norway and Japan.
I guess that's true.
It's like I've had a long life for a whale, but I'm done now. Time to swim the Jap zone. So we're gonna lose our friends who've done all their side quests and their friends whose side quests aren't working, and bring back our friends who are super shell monsters. And when we come back, I don't know. Is it time to finally get going on some of these shells? Is there? Or
I think it's time to go after the Earth shell.
Sounds pretty earthy. We'll do that next time, folks. I'm the Mysterious JG.
I'm Zerfall.
Well, thank you guys very much for watching. We'll see you next time for more of Super Shell Monster Story.
Bye.